Hey everybody, that's light is weird. Let me move that around. I'm in my basement. I wish this thing would let me see what's going on before it would just start recording. So I apologize for that. It is Sunday afternoon, and I just finished planning for the upcoming week, January 28th through February 1st. All right, so let me kind of go through some of the details here. Each class is in a different place now, so some of the things will be a little bit consistent with how fluid the classes are, but obviously with different content, different expectations. So let me just go through the seniors. No red ink. You're going to be covering verb tense 2, which is perfect and progressive tense. That's going to be open until Friday afternoon, and there'll be a quiz, of course, like we've been doing the past few weeks. There'll be a quiz posted on Friday morning, and that'll be open through Saturday night. Again, same expectations for deadlines. Juniors, you're no red ink. You're going to be covering body paragraphs, and it's all about the transitions and words and phrases. So hopefully that'll be a good lesson for you guys. And again, same thing. You'll have a quiz on Friday, and that'll be open through Saturday night. Just a quick comment about the quizzes. If you're in class, you need to be taking quizzes in the classroom. Those quizzes are really open through Saturday for the people that are absent. And I made that clear the last couple of weeks, but I'm saying it one more time. If you are out of the room, then you have permission to take that like on the Saturday. But if you are in the room, you are expected to take that quiz. I noticed a couple of you did not. And a few of you, it's kind of coming back to haunt you because you go home and you forget about it and you end up with that 0 in the grade book. So if you're in class, take it. Let's move on to literature. So my 2nd, 4th, and 6th hour class, you are continuing with the Kite Runner. I've had several students that are starting to finish that, and good for you. I'll make another comment about that in just a second, but continue with the reading schedule for Kite Runner. There is also a study sync assignment this week that is called Shame on You, and it'll be open until basically 3 o'clock on Friday. There is a little more time devoted to the peer reviews because there's a writing component to it, and that'll be open through Sunday night. But you need to think about Friday having that done. That way the peer reviews, you can kind of finish those on your own if you need to, but the core content needs to be done by the time you leave on Friday. For the applied class, you're going to be doing something a little bit different. We're kind of dealing with a time situation here because the 7 Habits took a little bit longer. So we're going to be reading a different novel with some of the same objectives at the end, but different content, so different expectations. Our study sync assignment is going to be Liar, Liar, Brain on Fire, and it's one of those blasts, the ones that just have a little bit of the interactivity where you read a little bit and then you kind of discuss with your peers a little bit of what's going on with that. So Liar, Liar, Brain on Fire, that's going to set us up for our novel. Our novel is going to be One of Us is Lying. That's the one that's on the front bookshelf that a lot of you have been asking about. So we are going to read that one. I think that'll be a high interest one. We'll be able to fly through that pretty fast. And then we'll be able to get on our writing schedule about the same time as the other seniors will too. So I think it'll be a good time management thing for us. Again, that reading schedule will be posted in my lesson plan document. So look for that within the next couple of days. I need to put some finishing touches on that before I put it on my lesson plan document. Juniors, you're continuing with The Great Gatsby. There is also a study sync assignment for you, and it is associated with chapter 3 because you're right in that transition into chapter 3 right now. And again, some of you are finishing that novel, and I appreciate that. That's good. I also know some of you are trying to watch the movies. Just remember that movies are not always the same as the book, and you could have some of the details confused. So make sure you're reading the book because that's what you're going to be quizzed over, and that's what you're held accountable for. So anyway, study sync assignment, that is also due on Friday by 2:59. And just like with the senior class, it'll be open for a couple more days because there is a peer review section that'll be open through Sunday night. But you need to think about having the core content done by Friday. Students, as you do finish your assigned novel, let me know and I'll get you that writing assignment. I'll get you the specifics and you'll be able to start writing your paper. There's a big research component to that. So you'll need to devote a little bit more time to research and then a presentation. Again, you'll concentrate on your paper first and then the presentation will be after that. So for those of you that are getting done, you have the advantage of having more time, but more time doesn't mean that you get to wait till the last minute to get it done. So I kind of expect more from you if you're able to get almost a month in advance of the writing. Okay. As always, my lesson plans are available. If you're absent for any reason, please check that document. Know what we're doing in class. It is a working document, so it is always changing. Details are added quite frequently. So just make sure you check that frequently, especially if you are absent. And the last thing I want to talk about real quickly is fish bowls. We had a couple of fish bowls last week, and for all my classes, I'd let everybody stay in the classroom. But in the future, what's going to happen is I'm going to do an honesty check, and I'll probably have maybe a 1 or 2 question kind of check in. And if you know the question, then you'll be able to stay in the classroom. If you don't know the question, then chances are you're not current with your reading. And that way I know that you shouldn't get the advantage of having the fishbowl conversations, which are detailed, very, personal, meaning like connections and those higher level questioning things. People that know what's going on in the content can have deeper level conversations, but I'm not going to allow people that are not reading to stay in the classroom for those fishbowl conversations. So please be aware of that. I want to have good conversations. I don't want to sit there and listen to dead air because people haven't been staying on top of what they're supposed to do. So the expectation is read the stuff, be current. And if you're not, then whenever it comes to those fishbowl days, then I'm going to ask you to step out into the hallway and just continue reading. But you'll be eliminated from the conversations that will really benefit you whenever it comes to preparing for your papers and knowing the details of the content of your books. So just another encouragement, stay on top of your work. Some of you have expressed some concerns because you're starting to feel a little bit left out because you don't know all the details. Well, the only thing I can say about that is get in the game, start playing. There's a lot of us that are having conversations about different parts of the books because we know what's going on. And we try to, not that we're trying to keep it a secret, but we want you to experience the book before you experience, the benefits of the good conversations. So just keep that in mind. Again, this is for the week of January 28th through February 1st. So let's have a fantastic week. You know what's going on, and let's have a great week. Talk to you later.